This is Matt Morgan. No, not the American professional wrestler turned politician, the British one, and not the British cartoonist from the 1800s either. This one, the British comedian. He has a podcast on Patreon to which a frequent contributor is Mr. Noel Gallagher. Matt and Noel have known each other for ages, and Matt's podcast has kind of become the go-to place for in-depth stuff from Noel, rather than the usual sound-bitey stuff he tends to do for Papers and Legacy Media. On the 2nd of December 2023, Matt released his 150th episode, which was titled General Dread, and was an interview between him and Noel. And the next day I got a ton of messages from people saying that Noel had apparently name-checked me on the podcast. So I paid my $5, signed into Patreon and had a listen. And lo and behold, he did. I could go back in time and tell my 16-year-old self that this was going to happen, and he would not believe one word of it. Now, I wanted to be able to play you guys the actual audio of this today, but I sent a message to Matt and unfortunately didn't hear back. I've no idea if he even saw the message. So what I'm going to do instead is just tell you what was said. And if you'd like to hear the original in Noel's voice, you can pay Matt a $5 and sign up as well. Part of episode 150 was Matt taking questions from his patrons that he would then put to Noel. One of these came from Jay Campbell, who said, ask him about all the unreleased songs with full lyrics that were revealed in this video about his old book of songs. And that was, of course, my video from the week before called Oasis, Noel's Notepad. Noel, who was overseas on tour, responds by saying, I haven't seen it, it's this James Hargreaves fella, isn't it? Matt replies with, well, it's not him asking, Jay Campbell is asking. And Noel says, well, that's the video. One of the band said, have you seen that fucking guy? He's at it again. He goes on to say, I don't know, I haven't seen the video. If I saw the lyrics, they might jog my memory. But with all these things, if the songs were any good, they would have been recorded. It's as simple as that. They're probably just ideas that didn't go anywhere. So, whichever member of the high-flying birds is passing my videos on to Noel, keep up the good work. Speaking of which, I got to see Noel and his band for the second time this year at Liverpool on the 21st of December, on the final show of their 2023 arena tour. One particularly awesome moment was when Noel dedicated Live Forever to Tom Mian, who opened for him on the tour. So anyway, in that podcast from Matt Morgan, we found out a little bit about what happened to those songs from Noel's Notepad. And I had the utterly surreal experience of hearing Noel Gallagher talk about me by name and also refer to me as that fucking guy. But I wasn't the only person he mentioned, and that wasn't the most interesting thing in the interview by a long shot. The most interesting thing actually involved a different question about Liam Gallagher and John Squire's upcoming album. And once again, I don't have permission to use the clip, so I will just tell you what was said. Matt Morgan said, One Sweaty Knee asks, what's Noel's thoughts on the rumours of a Liam and John Squire album? Noel responds, I don't really have an opinion on it, to be honest. Of course, it could be good. Will it be? Who knows? Then, after saying he didn't really have a particularly high opinion of the Seahorses album from the 90s, he goes on to add, presumably, if John Squire makes an album with our kid, he'll go on the road. And then, obviously, they'll be doing lots of Oasis songs, so he'll have to simplify his playing somewhat. Then Matt says, or just do new solos, like, fuck it, I'm just going to let loose on this one. To which Noel responds, I wouldn't be too pleased about that. I might have something to say about that. So, that went live on the 2nd of December 2023. Less than 3 weeks later, Liam tweeted his opinion on that to some fans on Twitter. The thread started with him tweeting, for some unclear reason, the made-up word CDO bumsclot. Don then tweeted him asking, what's up LG? Will you be singing a Roses song along with Johnny Boy when you hit the road to take over the world again? Liam replied, no, they mean too much to me, those songs. I wouldn't be able to live with myself if I butchered them. Jimmy then asked a further question, which included the clip of the interview I just read to you. He asked, will John be doing the Definitely Maybe tour? Here's what your brother had to say about the possibility. So it seems Liam listened to the sound clip of that interview, and here's how he responded. With just 5 words. What a pair of cunts. So, perhaps unsurprisingly, no love lost there. The Oasis podcast also tweeted Liam asking, "Are we getting gigs with John Squire?" And Liam replied, 2024 omnipresent. So I think we can take that as a pretty clear yes. They're going to be everywhere in 2024. And I also think, judging by Liam's reaction to what Noel said to Matt Morgan, we can probably expect John Squire's reinterpretation of some of Noel Gallagher's lead guitar parts. And I have to say, it's going to be interesting to see if Noel really does decide off the back of that he's got a problem with Mr. Squire, when Oasis guitar lines inevitably do end up being changed to something miles more technical. John Squire is a lead guitar virtuoso, and personally I can't see him sticking rigidly to Noel's guitar lines out on tour. Truth be told, however, all of that is a distraction from the main point, which is John Squire and Liam Gallagher are going on tour together in 2024. Having seen them together at Nebworth last year, that is going to be absolutely historic and definitely not one to miss. And the upcoming album from the two of them has been plugged by Liam as being better than Revolver. Liam and Squire's first single, Just Another Rainbow, is coming out soon on January the 5th, the first Friday of 2024. So get it pre-ordered if you want to help two heroes of British rock and roll to hit the UK charts at the top of the new year. Also, let me know what you're expecting or hoping from this new collaboration in the comments below. Thanks for watching, and as always, I'll see you next time.